Look, if you clicked on this video, it means you probably know what Yuta slander already is. But for those that don't know, if you've been on there for more than 5 minutes, you will know about the popular character Yuta Okkotsu from Jujutsu Kaisen, who essentially is a running little internet trend that where everyone is essentially insulting him and slandering his name. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, after the first 5 of these Yuta slander posts, and it was funny the first 5 times, but after that, it lost all of its appeal to me. Like, the joke has gone so oversaturated that I do not find them funny anymore. Like, it feels like those One Piece memes, like from back in the day, when before Agenda Piece became a thing, is where every One Piece fan was just making the same Soga King Usopp joke, and that got so overplayed that it just lost. It wasn't funny anymore, and it just got downright annoying because they wouldn't stop spamming that joke. And like, it doesn't make sense a lot of the time. A lot of slander just doesn't make sense. And the worst part is, I'm not even a big Yuta fan as is. So this is just more so of an oversaturated joke that I just don't really see the appeal of. Like, there is no reason for why, if I'm scrolling Instagram, that I get 5 Yuta slander posts back to back. And by the way, 4 of those 5 videos were about freaking Minecraft, and suddenly there's Yuta slander thrown into it. Like, huh? And like, don't get me wrong, do I think Yuta does deserve criticism? Yeah, but a lot of the slander just doesn't make sense, or relies so much on not understanding the whole fucking story. It's actually kind of insane. And I feel like the fact that people don't actually freaking read or watch JJK, but just decide to include Yuta slander for engagement, is so freaking annoying that I decide I'm just gonna make a whole freaking video about Yuta slander. Why not? I'm just gonna debunk Yuta slander right here, so why not? Okay. Let's do this, I guess. I really want this meme to die. This is why I'm making this video in the first place. I just want the Yuta slander memes to die. Because the joke is not that funny after when you get 10 videos and they all have freaking Yuta slander and they're not even about JJK. Like, also, before you guys keep watching this video, I do want to let you know this is going to have spoilers for the manga. And so if you're an anime only or you just haven't watched JJK, please click off this video. I really don't want to spoil this for you. Now that we got that out of the way, let's address the elephant in the room. Rika. Okay, I need to bring up Rika because Rika is a good chunk of what Yuta slander is, and I'm just gonna have to explain a couple things. Because for some reason, JJK fans just like to use Rika for the slander and say that Yuta likes him young. When, one, Rika was 11 years old when she died and became a cursed spirit. Yuta was 10. And even though Yuta did inadvertently accidentally turn Rika into a cursed spirit because of his cursed energy, he didn't realize he did this. They were both the same age, and Rika kept living as a cursed spirit and stayed attached to Yuta. So I really don't see what people are trying to do with this, because it doesn't really make sense. Especially because when they were younger, they promised they would marry each other, which is why Rika stayed with him. And why in the end of JJK 0, Yuta has to accept that love and fully embrace it to let Rika's spirit go free. Which shows Yuta's endless love for Rika and willing to let her go just so she can finally move on to the afterlife and actually rest and finally go to rest. So yeah, Yuta beat the allegations. He's better than most Minecraft streamers. Good job. Also, I'm going to take this opportunity to clear up some misconceptions about Rika, because a lot of people don't understand how Rika works with Yuta's curse technique. Okay, first thing first, Rika is not part of Yuta's curse technique. It's its own separate thing, but it can interact with Yuta's curse technique. If I had to compare Rika to something, I would compare it to the weapon worm that Toji used in the hidden inventory arc that would be used to store his weapons instead, but instead of storing weapons, it's storing curse techniques and other items for Yuta. Also it does store weapons too. It's kind of really cool actually, but you know, whatever. Also, he can manifest it as a stand, but he can only do all this as long as he's wearing the ring, because Rika is tied to the ring. After Rika's soul moved on, she bonded herself into the ring, so that what's her husk or her cursed spirit form of her body would be stuck on the ring, and Yuta has to wear the ring to be able to summon her. This is shown in the manga, and this is also shown in the spin-off manga with JJK Modelo. So, because other characters are able to manifest Rika via other methods, as long as they have the ring and they are capable of doing it, they can do it. So yeah, Yuta does not have 2 curse techniques at once. He's just able to use Rika as essentially as like a curse tool or special object. They do explain that Yuta doesn't even need to summon Rika to use his curse technique either, which also adds on to my point that Rika and the curse technique are 2 separate things. As explained, that he's able to use curse speech and other things without summoning Rika completely or at all. It's just Rika makes it way easier for him to carry more curse techniques at once, so he doesn't have to like manually keep it in his head all the time, as Rika is more like a database or a storage unit. And also, while being a really big ball of curse energy that Yuta can just use whenever he needs to. Whew, okay, finally we can move on from Rika, because Rika is like a whole ball of things I had to clear out. So let's move on to our second point of slander. Okay, let's talk about the Yuta is a bum allegations too, because this is kind of annoying actually. The reason why this bothers me so much at first from a slander standpoint is that slander is good when it's true, like when it's actual factual and not just random bullshit. Because at least with Potential Man, there is so much truth in what they're saying. They're exaggerating a lot of it, but so much of it is true is because Megumi is just spamming Magaraga and everyone's commenting how much potential he has. But he never does anything besides that, besides like one major fight. That's going to be animated very soon. It's very cool actually. But that's it. At least it is factual and most of it is actually true because they always call him Mr. Potential. He has potential. Oh my gosh. Megumi has so much potential to be one of the strongest and he never does it. But Yuta on the other hand, this guy will be a 1v3 against some of the strongest sorcerers in history in the Calling Games arc without any help. And I know I'm not counting Rika as help. It's part of his kits. He's allowed to do that. It's like complaining that Gojo has infinite void or infinity. It's perfectly reasonable for him to be saying that shit or be using it. Hell, he single-handedly beat Geto by himself without any help besides Rika. Even though he only had 6 months of training and Geto was stated to be one of the strongest sorcerers that came out of JJK High. So I don't know why people are bringing this up. Yuta only be clutching up. Hell, he is the reason why they got so far in the Sukuna fight. And also before y'all bring up, but actually, what about the Kenjaku thing? He bush camped Kenjaku. Ah, yes, I am gonna hold a character. I'm gonna hold a character in contempt for jumping someone in the series that is notoriously known for jumping people. Ah, yes, I am gonna hold this fun fact against this character because he is doing what everyone else does in this series. Ah, yes, that totally makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'm totally gonna hold this against a character that if he doesn't kill the villain real quick, the world will literally end. And I'm gonna hold it against him that he didn't challenge to an honorable 1v1 in this series that doesn't do honorable 1v1s.
But what about the Sukuna fight, Seb? What about that? Yuta struggled against him even though he's the second strongest in the verse.
Okay, first off, let's talk about something real quick. One, Sukuna just killed Gojo. Like, he killed the first strongest in the verse. And two, just because you're the second strongest in the verse, Yuta, like, we can look at another series like My Hero Academia, for example, that All Might was the strongest person in that verse, and Endeavor was the second strongest character in that verse. And you can see the difference between power. Gojo was just that guy. I don't know why people bring that up. That's not a valid reason to criticize Yuta just because he's going against one of the strongest people in the entire history of the verse. And this character just killed the strongest person in the verse. And you're mad that number 2 is not as strong as number 1. Like, huh? And don't even get me started when people criticize Yuta for being in Gojo's body. 1, Yuta had no idea what the fuck he was doing. 2, he had to constantly manage the fact that he had to use Gojo's technique while also keeping up the freaking mind swap technique at the same time. Like, people don't actually read the manga and actually read that part where they state that Yuta has to actually maintain everything at once or else he will freaking die. Like, the only reason he is still alive and even able to come back after the series ends is literally because Rika can perform RCT the whole time of that whole process so that Yuta can come back into his original body. And I don't know why everyone expects this. Like, Yuta has no experience with what he does. And yes, I am aware that he gets all the memories and experience that Gojo has. Just because you have all the memories of someone doesn't mean you have all the experience or know how to properly use it. It's like playing with someone's custom controls. You're not gonna know what the fuck you're doing in the first 5 minutes that you have the controls. Even then, people that bring up the slander don't understand what the point of that whole part of the story was about. Was it literally showed about what Geto said to Gojo in the Hidden Inventory arc. But are you Gojo Satoru because you are strong? Or are you strong because you're Gojo Satoru? It proved that Gojo is strong because he is that guy. He is Gojo. Like, also, I really don't want to talk about Rika in this part of the video. I should have talked about this in the last part. But like, the people that say that Yuta is carried by Rika are the same people that complain that say that Gojo is carried by Infinity. Like, no shit. It's part of their toolkit. It's like complaining that Batman has Batarangs. Like, he is carried by his utility belt. Like, yeah, he has a utility belt. It's like complaining that Iron Man is carried by his armor. Like, yeah, that's the whole point of the character. That's literally his toolkit. He's allowed to do this. Why are we complaining about him having Rika? After saying all this, I will admit that I do think Yuta Slander is not even that creative. My main issue and why I'm even making this video is more so out of a slander burnout kind of thing, where I kind of just feel like a lot of the Yuta slander is the same 3 jokes recycled. And like, haha, Yuta bum, haha, Yuta like him young, ha ha ha, like, okay, funny the first 5 times, I guess, but like, after that, you guys have to be more creative with the slander. You guys need to make better slander. This is like bomb of the barrel, straight up lying slander. Like, find something else to make fun of. Like, the reason why the potential man slander blew up into other fandoms and other communities is because it worked, because most of it was factual and it fits an archetype of a character. Because Yuta, Yuta is, I have problems with Yuta too, before everyone starts going in the comment section, because I know you guys already posted in the comments about like, Seb, how dare you defend Yuta? I can't believe you're a Yuta meat writer. Like, no, I think Yuta is a character that is very Mr. Perfect Guy or Mr. Convenient Man. But the problem is none of the freaking slander covers that, so whatever. But the reason why Potential Man works is because it fits an archetype of a character that is present in other shows, and the format works for other memes. Like, the reason why it works for characters like Aster from Hazbin Hotel, for example, is literally because he is the Mr. Hype, because the Potential Man meme works when the character is extremely hyped up and doesn't live up to the hype. It's why Megumi is why Potential Man blew up the way it did. The best slander is when it is a factual, true piece of slander and not just baseless claims or lies. Like, you have no idea why Potential Man blew up is because the way the format works for the meme and for the slander is that you just list facts of the character and actual stuff they do in the series, and actually just straight up facts and not just lie. Like, that's it. For a good slander, it just needs to be true or be really freaking creative. And I know the reason why you all are truly slandering Yuta. Y'all are just mad that he gets Maki at the end of the series. I know you all are jelly. I know you all want that, so too bad he has it, so suck on that. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you guys watching me, my excuse of a rant of a Yuta slander. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe, have fun, make more slander. Please be creative. I'm getting sick of the memes already. Have a good night.